Minnesota Thursday night on the road, game number 1. Let's take the quarterback out of play because we all see what he does every play. Cross the field, offense and defense. We give you an ISO camera on one player to watch for the entire game. Who are you most interested in watching?
While there are other position groups that I'm more concerned about, I think my ISO camera is on Zach Harrison because I want to see what year 3 looks like for him. I want to see, really based on what the line is around him, if Zach Harrison is going to be, if he's going to be able to put it all together. Comes in as a 5-star recruit, certainly has a few moments where he flashes, but doesn't have the consistency that people certainly, fairly or unfairly put on, with these expectations on him. So I really want to see him coming out of the gate, we've heard some positive things about the light bulb going on, but what does that look like when he's not lining up against either scarlet or white jerseys here in Columbus? What does that look like on the road in a conference game? Is that step going to be taken? Because a lot of people are going to want to talk about Jack Sawyer or JT Tuimoloau or guys like that. But I think so much of the success of the line is going to be predicated on what Zach Harrison's going to do. So that's where my eye is going to be drawn first.
2 of the guys that would be fun to watch every play would be Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, just to get that idea as technicians, what they're doing at the line of scrimmage. How are their discards at the line of scrimmage? How's their get off to get away from a defender? What are they doing to on comeback routes? What are they doing on go routes? What are they doing, on all the different routes that they're going to run, and how proficient are they at what they're doing? We think they're 2 of the best in the country, but it would be fun just to have an isolation camera on one or both of those guys, just to see what Minnesota is going to try and do to keep them under wraps. Alabama succeeded quite a bit, I thought, with Chris Olave. Maybe not quite as much with Garrett Wilson in that game, but I thought they kept Olave under wraps. But I want to see, what those guys would do. And then over on defense, I might say Sevyn Banks, just because it's an important year. It's a contract year for him at cornerback, and they really need him to be the lead dog and everything he's advertised at. But if we assume maybe Cameron Brown wins the other cornerback position, might be fun to watch him in this game to see, is he really the answer at that other cornerback position? Because if not, they're going to have some major, major problems. Could be Ryan Watts or Lejon Cavazos or, I don't know, Martinez, or goodness knows who it could be. Maybe one of the true freshmen, J.K. Johnson. I don't know. But just the thought that just some of the guys who they're really going to be depending on to be critical playmakers, either offense or defense. But maybe that other corner is probably the one that's going to be the most curious, I think, in that first game.
When you presented this question to us, my first 2 thoughts were like Zach Harrison and Cameron Brown. But the more I think about it, I'm going to go with Josh Proctor at free safety, because this defense doesn't operate without a free safety who can be calm and be a Jordan Fuller type. You don't, as I always say, you don't have to be Malik Hooker. Just be as good as Jordan Fuller and just keep the play in front of you. So I would like to see how much is Josh Proctor being treated like a yo-yo by Tanner Morgan. It's a veteran quarterback. They do a lot of play action because they have the running back for that. So how much is Josh Proctor being pulled in and then having to, tear off behind him for something deep to like a Chris Altman-Bell, talented Minnesota receivers. So I want to see how much control Josh Proctor has back there. We saw last year with guys like Marcus Williamson and Marcus Hooker, where they were not, they would almost, there were times they almost got to the line of scrimmage, it seemed like, before they realized that it was a pass. And so they got bossed around by the quarterbacks last year. And I want to see Josh Proctor take control of that position, because it's the position he was brought to Ohio State to play. He didn't get a chance to do that last year. That position needs to be settled. And if he can do it, that's what I'm going to be looking to see on that Thursday night.